What's up, guys? Welcome back to the One Man Show, the number one fight podcast in Singapore. I am the man, and we have the one on the other end of this call. And today we have a very special podcast with a guest who, she was the first repeat guest on the show earlier this year, but now she's going to be the first repeat guest of the show. We have Tiffany No Chill Teo, Singapore's MMA fighter. Tiffany, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good, feeling great.
Tiffany is in the headlines again, and obviously she's on the show because we're just a few days away from her fighting for the ONE Championship. I think is it strawweight?
Yeah, strawweight title.
Strawweight title in Singapore on our home soil. Tiffany, we were talking before this and you said this is most likely the biggest fight of your life. How did it feel? How does it feel when you got that call that you were going to get this title shot?
I kind of knew that it was coming because after my last win, Chatri, he mentioned that, this is whoever wins gets the title shot. Yeah, so I knew that the fight was going to come. It was a question of when, So when this whole circuit breaker, when this whole pandemic happened, it's kind of like a bummer, everything's on hold now. Yeah, so I'm really happy when they contacted me. They told me that, they're trying to work things out with the government and trying to organize like a big show in Singapore. Because honestly, when the pandemic first happened, I thought like the next time I'm going to fight is probably, at least in a year, in 2021. I didn't expect to fight this year again. So I'm glad that they managed to push through and have this upcoming event. Yeah.
Do you remember where were you when you get that call? Stuffing yourself with food, maybe?
Maybe. I think I just woke up because I think one of the matchmaker messaged me on Telegram to tell me about it. Like they want to offer me about. Yeah, because back then I was still in the midst of negotiating my contract with ONE. Because after my last fight, I was left with my very last fight on the contract. Yeah, so I was in the midst of negotiating, and they told me that they have this event. I think it was via Telegram, but at 1 of the morning, I just woke up and saw the message. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, the last time you were on the show with us was like I think in March before this whole thing, the whole world went upside down a bit. Mm-hmm. And we did talk about how you were working out your contract with ONE. Has that been settled?
Yeah, it's been settled, and we managed to come to like a mutual agreement where both parties are happy. So a win-win for both. Yeah. So I'm glad that it worked out. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you should pass on your contract negotiation skills to ONE because no one has wanted to sign him ever since he left Ringstar. So
it's tricky for boxing too now, right? There's like not much going on in Singapore.
Yeah. I think the promoters in Singapore is not like they don't have the financial allowance, the capability to do a closed door event like ONE. So I mean, it is what it is. So yeah lah.
And picking up on Ridhwan's, the fact that he realized that it's going to be a closed door event. So your fight on the 30th at the Singapore Indoor Stadium is going to be the first big event allowed in Singapore ever since the whole COVID pandemic. So there's going to be 250 people in the crowd. Mm-hmm. I think the thing is about you fought when it was a closed door event before. So 250 people might not be such a change for you, right?
Yeah, I would think it wouldn't be much of a difference. I mean, the energy will be different for sure. I mean, there'll be people cheering and all. It really depends on the crowd. Like, I don't know who these people are. Are they like fight fans or like casual fans? The energy will be very different, depending on the crowd. Yeah.
Do you know if it's a full house event yet?
A full house event in Singapore?
I mean, like, has the ticket been sold out?
I'm not too sure about that. I would think so. There's not a lot of tickets, like 250.
Yeah. So I heard 250 tickets, and I think it's $150 per ticket.
Yeah.
So you definitely will not find me or ONE there because we're kind of broke at the moment. but we'll be cheering you on, and we'll be wearing our no chill t-shirts from home, right, Wan?
I always wear the t-shirt
To sleep. Yeah, I know. Look, I mean, it's great that at least someone from our community is getting to fight. And that just happens to be you, who also used to be a boxing champion in Singapore. So I mean, when we last talked, you were calling out for one of two opponents, and one of the opponents was Angela Lee, right?
Yes.
So, we kind of talk shit a bit about Angela Lee, and how she's
pregnant.
Yeah, she's pregnant now. She's kind of out of the picture for like the next 1.5 years at least.
Yeah, but the question I want to ask you is, do you think if she gives birth, her kid will be counted as Singaporean or no?
No. Obviously. In Singapore, I don't know how that works.
I think if it's a boy, and Angela Lee, if you're listening to us, I think better not give birth here, that 2 years spent in national service could be channeled to jiu-jitsu. So 2 years in jiu-jitsu might be a good thing, better than national service. So yeah, I mean, moving on to your opponent, this is not a new opponent for you. Your record right now stands at 9-1.
Yes.
And that one was inflicted by this girl, the Panda, Xiong.
Yeah.
Some would say she very Xiong. But you would know, I wouldn't know. You're very familiar with her then.
Yeah, she's the only girl I lost to, and I fought her about 3 years ago in Jakarta. Yeah. So, and she has fought quite a few times. I think she fought like Angela twice and a couple of fights to defend the title, and there's a lot of footages of her fighting style for me to reference. So yeah, and my team has done a really great job on like analyzing her style, and come up with a comprehensive game plan for the upcoming fight.
Do you think she's gotten better though? I think her striking is her main strength, right?
Yeah, her striking is for sure her main strength, and I feel like she has improved a little bit here and there. Like she has slightly better takedown defense. Like she's a little bit more well-rounded for sure, and she has changed her camps a couple of times after. And I think
she's based in Singapore, right? No?
Currently, she's in Singapore, but prior, I think this is her first fight out of Evolve. Yeah, so prior to this, she was at Bali MMA. Yeah.
Mm-mm. All right. So you like the local, but you're the underdog.
Yeah, I mean, seems like it's always the case, right?
makes good stories. Huh?
Yeah, I'm always the underdog, man. Like you go to Topology because they have this like this poll that you can do. They are like before the fight, they'll ask you who you think gonna win. Like since my lost all my fights, I'm always the underdog. Like fucking 9%, 2%.
Is there any like mental barriers going to the fight?
Like being the underdog?
Being the underdog, the fact that deep down you've lost to her before, you know how it feels like to get punched in the face by her and all that. You know her strength, you know her weaknesses. Is there like a mental barrier going into it, or you're just like pretty cool about it?
I'm pretty cool about it because the thing is, like I said, it has been 3 years. Like she has evolved as a fighter, and I've also changed a lot as a fighter. Over the past 3 years. So after that loss, I realized that there's a lot of loopholes in my game that I had to work on.
Now, Tiffany, you were talking about having a mental block or not, going towards the fight, but that's a question that one asks you. I mean, from my end, this could possibly be the first time you're facing off against an opponent again in mixed martial arts, right? I mean, this is something new for you also. But what kind of changes, or how is it different from a normal fight prep then?
How different? Honestly, that's not much of a difference. So, my team for all my fights, they do a very comprehensive research, on my opponent, on their styles, their tendencies, their strengths and weaknesses. what are the things that we have to watch out for, what are the things that we can capitalize on. So it's pretty much the same old process of just, analyzing opponent and coming up with game plan to deal with their strengths and weaknesses. And yeah, so yeah, a little bit different in the sense that it's a five rounder fight because it's for the title. So usually it's a 3 rounds fight, right? So yeah, for the cardio aspect, I've been working a lot more on that to make sure that cardio is on point. Yeah.
Will this be your first 5 rounds fight?
Since I fought her, the last 5 round fight was against her 3 years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Now I read an article. Because that's what I do. I read, right? Unlike one, an article that you said that when you first fought her in, I think it's 2018, you felt like you were that fight came too soon for you, and you were a bit out of your depth. How much, when you came to our show earlier in March, after the show, me, you, and Wan, we had a chat, and we told you that we realized that you've really mellowed out a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we realized that no chill has become chill a bit. How much of that do you think it's also? I mean, how much of that do you think contribute to the fact that now you feel like you are such a different fighter from what you were in 2018? Is this just a part of your evolution?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like sometimes all this comes with experience, right? Like with the more you fight, the more you know what to expect in a fight. You have better coping mechanisms when things go wrong, and it's just like you kind of know what to expect, like the best or worst case scenario. So when things go wrong, you don't go like, oh shit, like what do I do now? You probably go, oh shit, but I know what to do now. I know that this is coming, but I have a solution for it. I know what I can do from here. So it's not like a shock where you have no solution to. And I feel like a lot of this comes with like experience. Yeah.
So I'm guessing most of your sparring partners are guys.
Only training with guys, man. I have no female sparring partners. I can't find any female training partners. Yeah. So this camp has been pretty good. So yeah, it was kind of a weird camp in the sense that it's one of the camp with the most hiccups that was out of my control. Yeah, because I don't know if you heard about it. So Team Highlight Reel closed down. So Major he's setting a new gym, but it's still pretty much the same team, just different name. Yeah, so it's still the same crew. So
what happened? Is this because of the pandemic? That's why it's led to this?
Yes, it was hard for him to like sustain. So I managed to work things out with another investor. So he's gonna set up his new gym, which will be up in November. So this time around, I'm not out of Team Highlight Reel. I'm fighting out of Major's new gym, Singapore top team. Yeah.
Oh, interesting name.
Yeah.
Very original.
Must he pay a royalty fee for using that name?
The last I heard, no, you don't have to. Yeah. Wow. Apparently there's like top team everywhere. There's like Penang top team, top team. Yeah.
But to hear Singapore top team sounds a bit weird, but I don't know, hope it works out.
Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully it catches on. Yeah.
I mean, it's like you said, there was a lot of hiccup. For you, it came from your gym side. But just I'm also curious on how training was affected by this whole COVID-19 situation for you, and how has that because of all the restrictions that we have during the circuit breaker, even though it's been relaxed a bit more now, how much of it has affected a normal training camp?
Yeah, I would say the most part of it would be the grappling aspect. Yeah, because of the rules by Sports Singapore. Yeah, so handstand contact is okay. So from what I understand, at least, it's like, it's okay to do pads. Sparring is okay as long as there's no, prolonged contact, there's no clinching. And grappling is definitely out of the question. And wrestling is kind of okay if you like just, make the takedown entry and disengage after that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but I guess Ridhwan is smiling here, something to say.
So that means the fight, you can't be grappling. You have to pay fine.
Oh my God. Now all the Malay uncles always have these COVID jokes now.
No, that's
I mean, tell you what, you cannot practice. You cannot practice jiu-jitsu because you only can practice with the dummy. Then the dummy obviously cannot do anything. Then how to do in a real fight? You cannot what?
I mean, that's a big...
But it's allowed lah. But it's allowed.
Sorry?
But is it allowed for you all to be weightlifting?
It's only allowed if you guys are like roommates. So you can train with your roommates. You can lay mats at home and train with your roommates.
But the fight, you all not roommates, right? Isn't it breaking COVID rules?
Yeah, but the thing during fight week, so tomorrow I'll be quarantined. So all the fighters, we all have to do the swab test. Yeah. So, and after the fight, we'll be quarantined also. We have to do 2 swab tests. So after the fight on Friday, we'll do the second swab test to make sure that everyone is fine. We can only leave the hotel after we get our results. Yeah, so we'll be quarantined all the way until at least Saturday or Sunday, depending on when the results is out. Yeah. So that's the measure that they're doing to make sure that even the overseas fighters, I think they have to come fly over like 1 or 2 weeks in advance. Yeah. That they're okay. Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
How many have you been tested before this?
No, I haven't. Yeah, it sounds a bit nasty.
Yeah, I think you fighters should be okay lah.
No, we get punched. We don't get like fucking poked up the nose.
Ridhwan does. He likes to dig up his nose. Have you seen his nose?
My nose is a word.
Yeah, I think it's probably uncomfortable, but still bearable. Yeah.
So right now, you're preparing to get quarantined. For how many days again? For 3-4 days?
At least 6 days, 6 to 7 days, depending on the test results. It takes about 24 to 48 hours. Yeah.
So is your whole team going to be quarantined or is it just you?
The whole team. So my corner men, they're all going to be quarantined. Yeah. So even the ONE Championship staff, they all have to be quarantined. Whoever's at the event. Yeah.
Wow, it's gonna be weird because I'm just thinking like if you're gonna be quarantined, but you won't be leaving your room then, right?
Only for like the medicals. So we still have like medicals and media stuff to do, but it's all within the hotel, I think, if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
I was just thinking that. So I was watching a documentary on the, how the NBA has a bubble. So the NBA players, they all went to Disneyland, to Orlando, and they all stayed there. All the teams stayed there together, right? Because of this whole pandemic thing. And sometimes, they will cross paths with, people from other teams and stuff like that. I was just, when they're having meals and stuff like that, I was just wondering, how would it be if you like suddenly end up in the lift with Xiong?
Oh, actually, it has happened the last time we fought. So we were both doing our training camp in Phuket. She was training at Phuket Top Team. I was training at Tiger Muay Thai. Yeah, so it was quite funny. I bumped into her at 7-Eleven. Yeah, and then, she was super nice though. She came up to me. She shook my hand and we just, it was super respectful. Like, she didn't talk shit. We didn't talk shit. It was kind of weird, but she was nice. So that's chill. Yeah.
Yeah, that will never happen for Ridhwan. He will never. First of all, he won't be at 7-Eleven because he can't afford anything from there anymore.
7-Eleven can. But then again, Tiff, what's up with the haircut? Is it like you're telling yourself you're going to war or something, or is it got to do with some mental thing or what? Because I think it is, but I might be wrong.
She just want to wash her hair lah.
A bit of everything actually. So I've always been talking about this to my friends and teammates that I want to just try to shave and see how I look like. It's partly curiosity also, but at the same time I didn't dare to do it because I was damn scared that I have like a weird looking head and I look like I didn't know I would look bald, so it kind of like always put it off. But it was always at the back of my head. So when circuit breaker happened, I was like, I'm gonna after this circuit breaker, I'm just gonna just do it and like see how it goes. And also very timely, it's when the Panda, the Xiong fight happened. And I just told myself like, it's like kind of like a symbolism too. Like, like I'm going to take everything seriously. Anything in the way of training, if it's my hair, I'm going to shave it off too.
Does it feel better to sleep with
it feels better with everything, man. Like it feels better to shower, to like, just
Aerodynamic, bro. Aerodynamic. Damn fast.
Did you notice that you run faster also by any chance?
Cut the air.
When you sweat a lot, it's like sometimes your hair will like drip or like just splash on your partner's face because it's so short.
He probably also helped with the weight cut though. I think at least 500 grams or something.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, my hair was super long back then. Yeah.
Yeah, I was very distracted by the hair just now when we first started off. It's just weird. Yeah, because
on fight week, you're gonna like do it Brian Ortega style.
Oh, you're gonna go full on.
Yeah, full on, man.
Full on. And
yes.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the comments that were on your page when you first revealed your haircut, and I think Jiawei, right? Jiawei had the funniest one where he's like literally calling you an NS recruit.
Yeah, I use that. Yeah, me when I first cut. Like, I waved to them. My first time meeting them, they all weirded out. Like they were like, "Who's this gay waving to me?" I'm like, "It's me." Like, what the
hell? Who knows? Maybe even Panda couldn't recognize you. I mean, wait. Do they have Instagram in China? Am I doing this wrong? Do they have Instagram in China? Oh wait, but she's in Singapore though.
Yeah, she's really in Singapore, training Evolve and all that. I saw on your videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you planning to go for a knockout, or are there plans to go for the knockout, or are you looking to do the 5 rounds?
No, ideally I don't want to go 5 rounds. I hope that it'll be like a dominant finish. Like, yeah, this is one fight that I don't want to leave it to the hands of the judges, you know. Yeah. So I'm hoping for a submission, knockout, TKO, whatever. Like, I want to finish the fight. Yeah.
That's a very important. That's a very interesting point that you brought up. How you do not want to, leave it to the judges. Which I think every fighter should have that kind of mentality when they go into a fight. But I guess for a title fight, especially, right? You always hear people say that as a challenger, you got to show more. You got to show a lot more than the champ, because the champ is there to defend. He's basically defending his title, and he can just live on with defending, right? But you, as the challenger, it also is stated in your title, you are the challenger, so you have to challenge. Does that tweak your game plan a bit? When you since it's a title fight, and that you have to do a lot more.
The game plan is, I would say, a pretty well-rounded game plan. I would say the difference would probably be like just having to push the pace more. Always keeping a high pace, pushing the pace. Yeah.
Well, now, wait.
I think it's gonna be tough. First, I think it's gonna be tough because I think she's got pretty good stamina. I think. So to push the pace a bit more, I think it's gonna be difficult, but not impossible, but difficult.
I feel like her first round will probably be her strongest round. Like she'll come out dance losing. Yeah.
She'll try to knock you out. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, she tries to knock everyone out. I mean, that's the only thing she has, right? That's what her boxing, her punches. It's like that's her strength for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's pretty decent.
I think the interesting thing here is that, again, while I was leading up to this podcast that we're doing with you, I was reading a few articles, and the one thing that stuck out to me about that article that you did for, I think it was Yahoo, was when you said that in a way you kind of discredit all the opponents that she's defended the title against. Except for Angela Lee, because for lack of a better word, you called the rest of her opponent bums. Because they went on to lose and lose after losing to her.
Damn, and then the Singapore people hate me.
But it seems like you got a bit feisty there, and that's traces of the old, the no chill Tiffany coming back. So, would you say that, you're the fact that you lost to her before, and this is the chance to not only win the title, but to also kind of like, avenge that one loss that you have got you like totally fire up more than usual?
How did I put it? All right, so let's bring it back to the context. So I think the question was, I think they asked me, so what do I feel? What does it mean to me to fight, to be able to be fighting for this strawweight title belt again? Yeah, so my answer was, it felt a lot. I felt like the value of the belt felt more to me when I was fighting for it the first time. The reason being, I earned the shot. Panda, she did earn her shot too. She had a dominant finish in ONE before she got the title shot, and she had an undefeated record before she was signed to ONE. Yeah, and then after that, the two girls who fought for the title, no one knew about her. No one knew about them. They had 0 fights in ONE. First fight, they were contending for the title. So I felt like that kind of made it feel like you didn't have to earn the title shot. There were other female fighters in the division. There was Michelle fighting through the ranks. She was off a few wins, but they didn't get the title shot. But instead, these girls who weren't even fighting in ONE Championship, they went straight to the title shot. So I felt like we're sending a message that, you know what, you don't really have to earn the title shot. Yeah, and even Angela, yeah, don't get me wrong, she's a really great fighter. She's the atomweight champion. She didn't have any wins in the strawweight division, straight to the title shot too. So that was the thing that I was kind of like, yeah, the value of the belt kind of has been diluted because of this, to me. Yeah.
But I mean, if you were the champ, now let's say let's look like, no, this is a what if, right? Not to jinx it. If you were the champ, would you say no to those kind of fights? If one went to you like, hey, this is let's build up your record as you defend this title, and we're letting you face this kind of competition. Would you accept something like that? Wouldn't you accept something like that also?
Yeah, I would, but the thing is, it still doesn't change the fact that it would dilute the value of the belt, right? Yeah. I mean, most of the time, fighters don't really have a say on who they want to fight. You're offered this fight, that's your job. You have to fight. It's not anyone's fault that, it's not Panda's fault that she had to fight these two girls. Like, these were the fights that were offered to her. Yeah. I just thought that there were better options at that point in time. There were some contenders in the division who could have been better contenders who actually earned the title shot. Yeah.
I think it's fun. It's not funny, but it's kind of sad that you're fighting for a title at home. The first time you guys fought was in Jakarta. But now you're fighting in Singapore. It would have been great to have a packed crowd, because I think we've had title shots before for Singaporeans, but it's questionable whether they were Singaporeans or not for some of them. But, you are no chill, Tiffany, Teo, and you are as Singaporean as it gets.
With the NS haircut.
With the NS haircut, representing all the NS boys out there who would have gotten a concession to get into the stadium. It would have been cool. But looking on the bright side of it, 250 people, I'm reading it now, the 250 people are most likely locals. So I hope that you'll still get some home support. But if you don't, hey, at least it's like the last time when you fought, behind closed doors, you say it was easier to hear your coach, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think I will still be able to hear them loud and clear. It's a big stadium and it's just 250 people, and I believe that they will be like quite far apart from each other to prevent contact as much as possible. Yeah.
We said that we didn't want to take much of your time, and I think we've gone beyond the 30 minutes that we wanted to do this. But I'm just gonna wrap things up real quick here right now. You are going to compete, for Singapore. This is gonna be the biggest fight of your life. What can we expect? from you when the door closes and the bell rings?
Like what to expect from the fight? Like,
what are you? I mean, how would you?
Why are you bringing to the fight? Like, what can fans expect?
Okay. Yeah. So I feel like I've changed a lot as a fighter since 2018, January 2018. Like that loss did make me reevaluate a lot of things in my life, in my training, and it did make me realize that there were a lot of loopholes in my game. And yeah, the past 2-3 years, I haven't been just sitting around not doing anything. I've been trying to work on the the weaknesses and the loopholes that I found out from that fight. Yeah. So coming this Friday, I hope that everyone can see a different version of me. It's Tiffany 2.0. It's a different fight. Yeah. And honestly, if Tiffany 2020 can fight Tiffany 2018, I'll kick her ass.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, on my side, I'm pretty sure I'm looking forward to the fight, and I'm looking forward to see the better version of you. I want to see you display the skills that you've learned throughout the time you've been fighting. And I'm really looking forward to see that growth, because I think I'm going to really appreciate the skill, the art that you're going to bring to the sport. I think that's something that I really look forward to, rather than just about winning. I think when we talk about the belt, I think the fact that I feel you're not just fighting for the belt, but for your own pride. And for that, I think that means so much more. And you will be willing to give so much more, because you fight not just for the belt, but for yourself. And simply said, I think you have our support, you have my support. I thank you for representing us the best you can at this stage, and I'm really proud of you, Tiff. I really do. I wish you all the best.
Thanks, Ridhwan.
Yeah, let's not make her cry, as if she does not have enough things on her mind already. Fuck, this guy always finds a way to spoil the things.
Drama, bro.
So I'm gonna top up to that, but I'm not gonna make you cry. I hope I'm not. But look, Tiff, you've always been nice to us when we asked you to come on the show, and because of that, I want all the success that you can have. But on top of that, I also think that as a journalist, everybody loves an underdog story.
Yeah.
Especially when you know the underdog and you know what a G she is, and you know how cool she is and stuff like that. You only want success from her. I think for me, unlike one who wants to see the art and shit like that, I think just the fact that there's a chance of redemption. There's a chance of revenge. There's a chance of reclaiming that one that you lost. I think is the most exciting thing for me, and how you approach it in the ring or the octagon or whatever ONE Championship you want to call it these days. Is gonna be the beauty of it, and also the fact that you are one of us, not only a part of the One Man Show family, because you've been here a lot more than everybody else, but also Singaporean as fuck, especially with the NS haircut. So yeah, I wish you all the best, and let's bring it home. But on top of that, just I hope you lift the cage or the ring after the fight, win or lose, safe and without any regrets. Because that's the last thing you want, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Leave it all on the line. We are fully 100% behind you, and we wish you all the best, Tiff.
Yeah, punch you first, punch you hard.
So before we go, do you want to say, a thank you or your shout out to anyone out there?
This, like I said earlier on, this camp there's a lot of hiccups that were out of my control. And I really want to shout out to Fight Alliance and Flow Artists. So these two gyms, they let me use their gym for my training. And they didn't ask for anything in return, And I'm very thankful for that. And also my training partners for the camp, like yeah, they made time. I mean, they all have their own job. They made time for me after work. They came down to train with me. This camp is only possible because of their sacrifices too. I can't possibly train on my own. And also my team, Major overall, Kai Xiong, Dominic, yeah. So I know the sacrifices you guys made for me, and it'll be all worth it this coming Friday. Yeah.
Brilliant. So, I mean, again, all the best to you, and thanks for being on our show. I hope the next time you come on, it'll be as a champ, as a strawweight champ, and it will also be.
Don't show your belt. Okay?
Yeah, don't be like Ridhwan who threw his belt.
Oh, right.
I want the ONE FC belt looks very good.
I want you to wear the belt on the podcast next time you come on. All right, so thank you so much for being on the show, Tiffany. To everybody who's listening, you can follow Tiffany at Tiffany MMA on Instagram. She's always there posting pictures of herself, some with hair, some without hair. Without hair these days, a lot more. So yeah, give her support, give her a shout out. She's representing us. Lion City Warriors, all of you. I hope you guys tune in to watch her fight and give her all your support. And yes, thanks again for making time to come on the show, Tiffany. I'm just going to wrap this up. This is the One Man Show, the number one fight podcast in Singapore, because we are the only fight podcast in Singapore. And, if you like us, follow us on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, and Facebook. This is the One Man Show. We are out. Bye.
Bye. Ridhwan is smiling. He has something to say.